Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are watching this video for the first time, make sure to subscribe, to give our video a like, and also don't forget to put that notification bell on. So on today's video, we are diving deep into a question that has been asked a lot. Do Jamaicans pretend to be Africans? It's a complex topic and there is a lot to unpack, so let's get into it. So, to understand this question, we first need to look at the history. When the transatlantic slave trade took millions of Africans to the Caribbean, Jamaica was one of the largest slave-holding colonies. The enslaved people brought with them rich, diverse cultures, languages, and traditions from various African regions. And even after the slavery was abolished, many African traditions remained, evolving into what we now recognize as Jamaican culture. But it's important to note that Jamaican culture is a unique blend of African, European, and indigenous influences. Now, fast forward to the 20th century. The Pan-African movement gained momentum globally, and Jamaica was no exception. Leaders like Marcus Garvey and the Rastafarians made it their mission to reconnect with Africa, to honor their heritage, and to assert pride in their African roots. Rastafarians, for instance, believed that they are spiritually connected to Ethiopia, seeing Africa as their homeland. And this sense of connection often leads to the question, are Jamaicans pretending to be African, or they simply reclaiming their history? So here is where things get tricky. Some people argue that when Jamaicans adopt African symbols, like wearing traditional clothes or speaking in African-inspired dialects, they are pretending to be something they are not. But this misses a key point. Jamaicans are not pretending to be Africans. They are honoring their African heritage, which is a huge part of their identity. And at the same time, there is a fine line between celebrating heritage and appropriating another culture. The question here is whether cultural pride is being misrepresented or watered down. So Jamaica, like many Caribbean nations, is part of the African diaspora, which connects millions of people across the world. The shared history of enslavement and the struggle for freedom has led to a deep-rooted connection between African Americans, Afro-Caribbeans, and Africans on the continent. So Jamaica's culture expression through reggae, Rastafarianism, and even dancehall has had a huge influence on African culture, just as African culture has shaped Jamaican identity. And at the end of the day, Jamaicans are not pretending to be Africans. They are African in a way. Their history is steeped in Africa. Their culture is influenced by Africa, and their identity is tied to the African diaspora. It's not about pretending, it's about embracing a shared legacy. So, what do you think? Do you believe Jamaicans are pretending, or it's all about celebrating a shared African history? Let me know. So, in the 21st century, we see real-world examples of this deep connection. The cultural exchange between Jamaicans and the African continent has never been stronger. We are talking about Afrobeat artists collaborating with Jamaican dancehall stars, and the rise of Afro-Caribbean fusion in fashion, music, and art. Even though the African and Caribbean diasporas are distinct, the influence is undeniable. This cultural exchange shows that it's not about pretending, it's about unity and shared experiences. And also know that cultural preservation is key. Jamaicans proudly wear their African heritage on their sleeves, so to speak. From the way they dress to the music they play, they are keeping the memory of their African ancestors alive. It's crucial for the young generation to continue this tradition. It's about understanding where they came from, honoring their past, and carrying it forward into the future. Just like African Americans and Africans on the continent, Jamaicans maintain the link to their roots, and it's something to be proud of, not something to criticize. And so, to answer the question, do Jamaicans pretend to be Africans? Absolutely not. What they are doing is reclaiming their African heritage, preserving their history, and celebrating their rich cultural legacy. This is not about pretending. This is about remembrance, pride, and unity. And in today's globalized world, this cultural fusion only brings us closer together, providing that no matter where we are, we all share something much deeper, our connection to Africa and the African diaspora. And so thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts on this topic. What does African heritage mean to you? Don't forget to like, to share, and to hit that bell so that you never miss a video. I'll catch up with you later in the next one. See you later.